Good evening, campers, dreamers, and babysitters. And yes, November is here, and with it comes the release of not one, but two holiday themed slasher flicks. It's a Wonderful Knife and Eli Roth's long awaited Thanksgiving. So, in celebration of these two slashing their way onto our local silver screens, we've decided to count down our top 10 holiday slasher icons. Before we get down to business, let me pass it on over to Luke, making his official ranking video debut, where he's going to break down just exactly what the criteria is going to be for this list.
Yes, folks, 'tis the season for slaughter, and with holiday horror being one of my personal favorite subgenres, it's important that we come up with a very specific criteria for our picks on this list. So, let's get the proverbial gut punch out of the way. Michael Myers will not be appearing on this list.
Oh, be serious, would you?
It would be too easy to include the godfather of holiday horror and slasher films in general. He would easily come in at the number one spot for both Dylan and I, so we decided to give some other holiday horror icons a chance to shine. Now, let's talk about that specific criteria. Number one, lore and legacy. What kind of lasting impression these horror icons left on us as a horror audience. Number two, creativity. Something different and unique that they brought to the screen. And three, it speaks for itself. Overall kill count. What kind of carnage they left for us. So, now that we have that out of the way, let's get back to Dylan for that number 10 spot.
Number 10. Robo Santa, Christmas, Bloody Christmas. Thank you, Luke. And yes, folks, Santa is making every stop this year, but he's not bringing gifts. No, he's delivering gore and hanging guts from Christmas trees. Kicking off our list with a little flick we covered last year is Robo Santa from Joe Bago's Christmas, Bloody Christmas. Combining the idea of Terminator and jolly old Saint Nick makes this one of the most unique ideas we've seen during the holiday season. Add a little neon flair with some Christmas magic and mayhem makes Robo Santa stand out amongst a lot of other Santa imposters. Even though Robo Santa is fresh out of his Christmas wrapping, he certainly left enough blood-soaked snow in this path that would make even Krampus jealous.
Number 9, Ricky and Billy Chapman, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 1 and 2. There wouldn't be a naughty list without including the Chapman clan. We just had to put both Billy and Ricky together. Making Christmas a family affair, it just wouldn't feel right without having that brotherly love in the air. While they weren't the first to introduce the idea of a killer Santa Claus, Billy and Ricky certainly helped popularize the concept of these two horror Christmas classics. For better and for worse.
Garbage Day! Huh? No!
Chapman brothers offer an extensive collection of kills, proving it must run in the family. But to be fair, Billy did add a little extra finesse to his holiday havoc, but living up to his big brother's legacy, Ricky did think a little more outside the box.
Number 8, Turkey, Thanksgiving 1 and 3. Get out the gravy and the sides of stuffing, because it's time to talk turkey. With the Thanksgiving holiday not being too popular for holiday slashers, the Thanksgiving franchise stands out among the rest. Mixing a creative lore with Turkey's insatiable appetite for blood makes this franchise so much fun. His films are very low budget and lean into more of the comedic side of horror, but an undying turkey who will both slash your throat and talk shit while he's doing it, it's just way too good to pass up. Only question we have left is, how many more Thanksgivings must pass before we get to see Turkey kill again?
Number 7, Jack Frost. Jack Frost 1 and 2. Frosty the Snowman isn't going to make it on the list, but our buddy Jack is, and he's doing more than nipping at your nose. The serial killer turned snowman, known as Jack Frost, claims our number 7 spot. From solid to liquid and even gas, this wacky and downright dastardly slasher will stop at nothing to shove his icicle in your, eye. Not only for the cleverness of the concept, but just how many abilities Jack gains when he's turned to snow. His ability to melt and freeze on command alone gives Jack an added layer of stealth and durability when hunting his victims. If not that, then icicles for teeth and his sharpened carrot nose will make quick work of anyone standing in Jack's path.
Number 6. Pamela Vorhees, Friday the 13th, Part 1. Mommy knows best for this next potentially controversial pick for this list. While Friday the 13th isn't considered a traditional holiday in some circles, the filmmakers have stated many times that their intentions when making this first film were to pick a lesser-known holiday, and essentially rip off John Carpenter's Halloween. So going by their logic, Pamela Voorhees should definitely make it on this list. Why not Jason? Well, the sequels were banking off the success of the first film, and the title Friday the 13th became more of a brand recognition thing rather than going off the holiday itself. Nonetheless, Mrs. Voorhees offers up a healthy dose of teen slashing fun and gets bonus points for kicking off one of the most successful horror franchises of all time. Buckets of blood and undoubtedly a pure horror icon.
Number 5, Billy, Black Christmas, 1974 and 2006. Pick up that phone, because someone wants to talk dirty to ya. Coming in at our number 5 spot is good old Billy Boy from the 1974 classic Black Christmas. Calling a few sorority sisters, Billy isn't interested in their favorite scary movie, taunting his victims with spitting, snarling, and vulgar slurs that would make even Ghostface blush. Predating all the other slashers on this list, Billy makes Michael Myers look like an amateur as he stands in the yard amongst sheets and dirty underwear, as Billy relaxes in the cozy attic with the corpses of his victims. Billy was brought back to the big screen in 2006 with a questionable remake that, if nothing else, gave us more guts and gore. While he isn't the most inventive slasher, he paved the way and inspired more psychos to make their way into our homes and attics.
Number 4, Sam, Trick or Treat. Always check your candy when this pint-sized horror icon is around. Yes, folks, taking the number 4 spot on this list is a personal favorite of ours, Sam from the cult hit Trick or Treat. Never has an orange onesie and lollipop been more terrifying until Michael Dougherty brought our favorite pumpkin boy into our lives. What was once a niche film has grown into popularity, and when October hits, you can't walk into a Spirit Halloween without seeing that famous sackhead, with those button eyes grinning at you and endless other merchandise. This was a popularity contest. Sam would easily take the coveted number 1 spot, but alas, only having one real kill under his belt, Sam is more of a facilitator of holiday mayhem. When Halloween night comes around, leave that jack-o'-lantern out one more day, because if you take those decorations down too early, you may end up helping Sam get that number 1 spot next year.
Number 3, Harry Warden, My Bloody Valentine, 1981 and 2009. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get, unless you live in Valentine's Bluff, and then it's probably a human heart in a box and a pickaxe to the head. The miner from My Bloody Valentine digs his way into the number 3 spot as he makes all those hearts ooze the red stuff on Valentine's Day. With an iconic look and a demented backstory, the lore of Harry Warden makes this film one of the most iconic in the slasher subgenre. Like many other films on this list, My Bloody Valentine fell victim to the remake wave in 2009, bringing the story to modern audiences with a little twist this time around. Whether you like it or not, it remains iconic because it has Tom motherfucking Atkins as Sheriff Burke. Next time you receive a love letter, find out who it's from, or else you may end up having your head dunked into boiling hot dog water.
Number 2, Leprechaun, Leprechaun Film Series. Get rich or die trying when you try to steal his pot of gold. Coming in as runner-up in the number 2 spot is Leprechaun. Being portrayed by the wonderfully demented Warwick Davis for 6 entries, the Leprechaun franchise has had so many hilarious and unique kills at the claws of our Irishman with a shoe fetish. Spanning over 10 years and going everywhere from Las Vegas to outer space, the Leprechaun series expands on the lore from recovering his gold to even trying to find a bride. With so much longevity, the terror, and the downright fun, Leprechaun proves to be one of the most memorable holiday slashers in the game. While the franchise has been dormant other than 2 not-so-well-received editions, there are talks of Leprechaun coming back to the screens sometime in the future.
So that's 9 slashers down, and only 1 to go.
Yes, sir, but before we reveal the number 1 holiday slasher icon, we of course want to once again put the future of this series in your hands.
While not only sharing your personal lists and your thoughts on ours, we want to hear what you guys want to hear us count down next.
Whether it's top 5s or even top 10s,
Ranking franchises or characters,
we want you to get involved.
and if your suggestion is picked next, you will of course get a shout out in our video.
So with all that out of the way, let's slash that like button and hop in to our number 1 pick. Number 1, Art the Clown Terrifier series.
Pull up a seat at the Clown Cafe and pour a big bowl of Art Krispies, because when it comes to death and torture, we're going to be here a long time.
Giving new meaning to what's black, white, and red all over, our last stop in the countdown is in Miles County, as Art the Clown flaunts that number 1 spot.
The Terrifier in the top hat made his way onto our screens in 2013 with Damien Leone's All Hallows Eve. Has taken the horror community by storm ever since.
Armed with an arsenal of torture devices concealed in a black trash bag, Art is quite the Renaissance clown when it comes to dishing out pain and mayhem.
Portrayed by David Howard Thornton, who brings so much personality to the role without ever uttering a single word, adds even more mystery to the Miles County maniac.
Already ruining Halloween for some trick-or-treaters, Art is taking a stab at making Christmas a little more red than green in 2024, with the release of Terrifier 3. Boy, how time flies. Yes, it's just me here. That was our top 10 holiday slasher icons list. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. I actually meant to have this thing out in November, as stated at the top of the video, when we were kind of gearing up for Thanksgiving, and we had, It's a Wonderful Knife and all these other great slashers on the horizon. But, obviously that didn't happen. Time really does fly when you're, producing videos like crazy. So I did want to get this out. We worked really hard on it. I think it was a bit more of an undertaking than I understood at the time, on top of releasing new reviews and as well as other content that we had going up on the channel at the time. And then obviously we just had December to Dismember, which we did a bunch of content for. So I wanted to get this out before the end of the year. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. We have a lot of fun doing these, and actually it was this video that has kind of given us a new way of hopefully streamlining a bit more of this editing process and kind of getting these things out in a little bit more of a quick succession for you guys. But yeah, that is the last video of 2023. But keep it right here, because later on tonight, once that ball drops, as we did last year, we will have our top 10 of 2023. Yes, top 10 horror films. We're going to go through all of them and just let you guys know what the best horror films of 2023 were, in our opinion. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys, again, enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in 2024. So until next time, guys, I am Dylan Newell. And remember, stay scared.